Alright, AR manual standard recommended in practice. Brake equipment scope. The purpose of single car divesting device is to provide the means of making general check on the condition of the brake equipment in the car is called with the field manual AR interchange rules. Note: main air supply pressure must not fall below 90 psi other than at a time of recharge. A minimum of 100 psi supply pressure is recommended. Single car testing device description. General, there are two single car test devices that are similar appearance. One is for passenger cars, the other is for freight cars. The device is identified with a nameplate FRT used for testing freight brake equipment, referred to in these instructions. See approved version, figure 2.1. Show the 3/8 of an inch cock, brake pipe connection, a flow rater valve, 3/8 of an inch cock, dual pressure reducing top inner twist, bottom Wabtec rotary valve, check valve, and that is your single car testing device with a flow rater. 212 capacity for the bypass reducing valve. The dual pressure reducing must be capable of supplying sufficient airflow with 80 psi to detect leaking rate at 80 inches cubed a minute with 1 minute after replacement of the producing valve. The low pressure position test device must be coupled with 1700 inch cube test volume equivalent to 110 foot brake pipe charged to 80 psi. The test volume will choke or a needle valve adjusted with a given the leak rate at 75 to 80 inches cubed per minute. The following valves have been demonstrated to meet the requirements of paragraph 212. Westinghouse Air Brake Company, the N1B two-stage reducing valve, Inter-Swiss limited dual pressure regulating valve. All right, the orifice size of 0.2 225 thousandths of an inch, 350 thousandths of an inch, 1,360 thousandths of an inch, 1,875 thousandths of an inch, and that's your handle position. Quick orifice size handle positions: quick charge, slow charging, 3 lap, 4 slow application, 5 short stability short car, 6 surface stability long car, and your brake pipe. Note: position 1 is the main reserve brake pipe pressure at 25 thousandths of an inch. Main reservoir cheap charge at 225 thousandths of an inch. Position 3 is the lap brake pipe produced at 30. Position 4 brake pipe produces 0.350 thousandths of an inch. Opening. Position 4 brake pipe produces at 1,360 thousandths of an inch. Opening. Position 6 brake pipe produces at 1,875 thousandths of an inch. Opening. Test device 3/8 of an inch cock, which gives a 5/16 inch diameter choke. And then figure 2 is your rotary and rotary check valve single car test device. Alright, pre-test instruction. Note: secure the reliable uniform result of the single car test device must be kept free with leakage, must be completely disabled. Disassemble the clean and test is not less than frequently than every 92 days after being placed, and furthermore often necessary. See paragraph 5 and paragraph 6. No mechanical device may remain in for the past 1 year for the last quarterly tested date. A leak other than the leakage reducing valve must be corrected. Leakage from the bleed vent with the reducing valve is normal. The test device must be dated with a given quarterly with a test of the automatic electronic single hard testing device. Electronic pressure gauge shall be calibrated at least once every 365 days. Test device brake cylinder gauge testing couples must be dated with the next test due to date with a place in service. The single car test device arrangement must include suitable reducing valve supply line purposely provided with a constant pressure source of 90 psi and 80 psi as defined in the test code. Sufficient air filter and supply line ahead of the reducing valve blow out with the supply line before attaching the test device to the test rack of the repair track of the air supply. 2.2. For the use of the hose combination hose, the pipe test of the device, the outlet hose coupling is optional. If you use the outlet hose, the hose pipe combination must be 3/4 of an inch inside diameter with 1/2 inch connection. Nipples must be no greater than 8 feet total length. 223, and it's important that the flow rate be within 15 degrees of the vertical reading of the being made with each of the marking. Flow rate tube denotes 25 25 inches cubed a minute of the airflow with the bottom marking of 50 cubes inches minute, and red condemning 225 inches cubed a minute. Care must be exercised. Move with the test rotary valve hand back to the position 3 lap after the making brake application. Reduce the reduction 15p. This side more than position 5. And the check with the stamp back with the position 3. Temperature effectively will cover the brake pipe pressure. Should rise 1 to psi, 1 to 2 psi may cause an undesired release brake with the rotary valve handle. May move slowly toward the position 3 lap. In the document, in the term carb will refer to the complete set of the air brake equipment consisting of the open one control valve, the all associated auxiliary valve, the reservoir, brake cylinders, and brake pipe. When making the test of having the two or more of the brake equipment, each set with a section of the brake pipe control must be tested separately. Here for the car manufacturer instructs the car stands for determine where the brake pipe should be separated by testing. On cars having the two sets of the brake equipment sharing with a common length of the brake pipe, each of the set of the equipment must be tested separately with a branch pipe cut out, cock closed in one set, while the other set is being tested. If the both sets are connected to one common brake cylinder, release valve with the necessary with the blank off 3/4 inch of brake cylinder pipe at both control valve with the brake cylinder set that is not being tested. They may be done temporarily. Interesting by inserting blanking plates between the flange fittings and bolting faces. 226 pressure maintain high pressure low pressure positions used with the qualifying single car test device while rotary valve handle in position 1. Move the lever to either the high pressure or low pressure position as required. 227 the hook and the eye rigging arrangements are referred to recommended practice 5599 to correct the level angularity binding and following defects. 23 daily testing of the single car device. 1. Tests should be performed at least once each day of use. The tests are made with the device high pressure position adjusted to 90 psi lower pressure position set at 80 psi. 2. The blowout of the supply line attached to the device. Note leakage for the bleed vent with the reducing valve is normal. 3. Set the device with the high pressure position. 4. Close the 3/8 inch clock. 5. Move the rotary valve handle position to 2. 6. Close the open flow radar clock. Observe the ball rise falls down to stay with the top of the tube. 7. Move the device handle to position 3. 8. Couple dummy couple. You do not use the test coupling for this testing. Test of the brake pipe, the coupling end of the test device. 9. Plug and disconnect coupling with the brake cylinder gauge and the test male pressure tap. Note the test male pressure tap to be mounted on the double coupling or brake pipe coupling of the test device. 231 with rotary valve handle position 1. The brake pipe pressure black needle must need 90 psi. 10. Set the test device at low pressure position. The brake pipe must reduce to stabilize at 80 psi. Test 232. The brake cylinder pressure gauge must read between 77 and 83 psi. With the brake cylinder test gauge shall be calibrated every 92 days. See paragraph 7. 11. Reset of the test device high pressure position. 12. When the brake pipe is charged with 90 psi, move the rotary valve handle position 3. Test 233. Observe the device gauge of leakage for a period of 1 minute. Drop no more than 1 psi is permitted. The test will detect leakage of the rotary valve seat at leaking gauge or gauge pipe. 13. Necessary. Soap the test device fittings, couplings, brake cylinder gauge assembly. Test 234. A 1-inch bubble is not less than 5 seconds is permitted. Open test device 3/8 inch cock exhaust air brake pipe. Remove the dummy coupling. Couple the test coupling equipment with the 2800 millimeter choke and brake pipe coupling in the device. Close the test device 3/8 inch cock. Move the rotary valve handle to position 1. Close the flow rate bypass cock. Test 235. Flow rate ball must rise the flow in the tube of the zone between the condemning line and the top of the tube. 19. Move the device to handle position 3 lap. Open the flow rate bypass cock in the 3/8 inch cock. Remove the test coupling. Close the 3/8 inch cock. Testing 236. Check for the leak of the brake pipe connection exhaust port with the rotary valve located at the bottom of the cover of the device. The leakage is detected with the soap side of the leakage must not exceed 1 inch and double the 1-inch bubble in 5 seconds. Alright, 3. Testing standard of the freight brake equipment. Preliminary procedure with the inspection of the car set with no everything tested over the preferred with the test troubles room, the restart of the requirements located with the appendix A with the content of the appendix A is not considered with the code with the reference for the code federal regulation. The following inspection services shall be performed in accordance with the applicable field manual of the AAR interchange rule with the preliminary procedure. Inspection car setup can be performed in order. Caution during inspection if the brakes is charged, the possibility exists that the brakes will apply, particularly with the supply pressure is lost. Caution: do not move the brake cylinder pressure tap or any other component in the brake cylinder while with the brake supply. Protect the car from any movement. Drain the reservoir completely. When the handbrake at the release position over the brake cylinder position, piston push rod has returned to the brake cylinder. Check with the worn and missing incorrect brake shoe. Replace with the correct shoe with the required. Check with the worn brake levers, pins, and replace as required. Check to ensure brake rigging levers and rods do not bind or foul. Check all brake hoses for cuts, brakes, and overage. Replace as required. Field manual AR interchange rules 5. Ensure both angle cocks are open position. Apply new air hose coupling gaskets. Field manual AR interchange rules number 3. Apply a brake cylinder pressure test gauge down. Brake cylinder pressure tap. Brake cylinder pressure tap must be applied with field manual of the AR interchange rules 3. Make sure of the retaining valve with the direct exhaust position. Loosen the vent protector street with all the cars as a vent valve. Clove the brake pipe with the cutout cock. Determine when the car has an open EHMSA, LORF, NCF alert. Do not determine if the car is equipped with the special valves with having brake cylinder maintaining or hot wheel protection features. 311 empty loaded device for cars equipped with the empty loaded device, empty or / loaded device. All tests received them are performed in loaded position. Ensure that all empty load valve remain loaded position until the empty load test is performed. For side frame sensing, the device is placed a block 2 minimum thickness, 2 inches minimum thickness under the sensing arm. For a slope sheeting sensing device, do one of the following: insert a pin supply with the Elkin National, push in the lock button, the Wabtec seat, note apply, or pull out the round flat knob of the New York air brake exchange. For all slope sheet empty loaded device, refer to the original equipment manufacturer instruction. Note the cars with the empty loaded device automatically reset empty position must be manually reset with the load position prior to each test. 3-2 connect the device to the car. Connect the air source. Confirm that the daily test of the device has been performed. Confirm the supply line has been blown out before attaching the device. Ensure the single car test device gauge reads 90 psi in a high pressure position. Ensure the 3/8" cock is closed. Ensure the flow rate bypass cock is open. Alright, 322, connect to the car. Close the branch pipe, cut out cock, ensure the reservoirs are completely drained. Connect with the device that the car is in, and marked with a BP with a trained glad hand. Testing from the B end of the car is preferred. Connect with the supply line end near the 2-stage reducing valve, starting with the both angle cocks open and move the rotary valve to position 1. Testing 3-2-2-1, continuous blow air must occur with the open valve at the opposite end of the car. Go over the angle cock, attach the dummy coupling air hose coupling to the outside opposite end of the car. Reopen the angle cock slowly, holding the end hose of the control movement. Alright, your 3-3 brake pipe leakage test. Performing only brake pipe leakage test with the field manual AR interchange rule 3 with the chart A, complete with the paragraph 3-1. Preliminary procedure inspection car setup paragraph 3-2. Connect the device to the car prior to conducting the test. 1 with the rotary valve in position 1. Chart the pressure to chart the brake pipe to 9 psi. Test 3-3-1. Close with the flow rater bypass cock. Top of the ball cell stabilized below with the condemning line. 2. Open the flow rater bypass cock. 3-4 separate brake pipe venting device. If the car is equipped with a separate brake pipe production device, such as the continuous quick service valve with the vent valve, the following test must be performed provided prior to proceeding to paragraph 3-5 system leak test. 3-4-1 continuous quick service valve with equipped and 1 with the control valve cut out with the brake pipe charged with 9 psi. Move the rotary valve with the handle position 4. Move the brake pipe pressure of the BD with the indicator of the brake pipe knee with the single car test device. 3-4-1-1 the vent valve must not function. The brake pipe must not be reduced to 0. 3-4-1-2 the intermittent exhaust of the quick service valve must be observed during the reduction. And 3 when the exhaust has been noted, place the rotary valve in the handle position 1. Charge the brake pipe to 90 psi. 3-4-2 the A1 reduction relay valve if equipped. On cars equipped with the A1 reduction relay valve less than 85 feet of brake pipe, a B1 quick service selection must be nullified, replacing the vent protector on the bottom of the pipe bracket with a 3/8" pipe plug prior to proceeding. 3-4-3 separate vent valve test if equipped. Reduce the brake pipe pressure to 50 psi. Remove the rotary handle position 5. Place the rotary valve handle in position 3. Note if the car is equipped with a separate control valve, the emergency portion play with the vent valve. Make for the reduction to 50 psi with the position 5 with the BP length less than 75 feet or in the position 6 is greater than 75 feet. Test 3-4-3-1 the vent valve must not function when the brake pipe pressure from now does not exceed 0 psi. 3. When the brake pipe pressure is no lower than 40 psi, quickly open the test device in 3/8" cock. Test 3-4-3-2. The vent valve must function immediately. Vent brake pipe pressure to 0 psi. Close the test device 3/8" cock. Alright, note, for the cars with an open EHMSL S. LORF, NTF alert, do the following. Return to the handle position 1, wait for the car to release, go to the flow rate or bypass cock, verify the flow rate ball is below the top of the tube, open the flow rate by the bypass cock, repeat the steps of the paragraph 343 field manual area intercharge rules, rule 3. 3.5 System leakage test. The performing only system leakage test of the field manual A or interchange rule 3, chart A there. Compare complete paragraph 3, 1 preliminary procedures inspection car setup, and paragraph 3, 2 connect the device with the car prior to conducting 3.5.2 and 3 test 3.5.2 and 3.5.3. The handbrake inspection paragraph 3.6 can be made while the car brake system is being charged. Refer to field manual A or interchange rule 4 valve identification information. Alright, move the rotary valve to the handle position 1. And the control valve slowly open the branch pipe with the cutout cock. Test 351. During the charge, there must be no venting air of the retaining valve, and the brake cylinder position must remain in the release position. 3. If the marks of the service valve under the test identify have the brake cylinder maintaining feature, then is conforming the brake cylinder pressure to 0 psi. The brake cylinder position is retracted. Remove the retaining valve and replace it with a CM retaining valve test fixture with system is charging. After the car has sufficient time to charge, approximately 8 minutes with the flow rate bypass cock. Test 352, soap both reservoir pipes, fittings, and gases. No leak is allowed. 353, the top of the ball must stabilize below the condemning line. 5. Open the flow rate bypass cock. Notify the marking surface of the valve under the desk to identify with having a brake cylinder maintaining feature. Perform the cylinder maintaining leakage test after this. Step 5. Cylinder maintenance leakage test equipped for cars with the CM. 1. Charge 90 psi with the low rate ball flows below the top of the tube and ensure the position is full release. Remove the rotary valve with the handle position 4. Reduce the brake pipe pressure to 87 psi. Promptly return the rotary valve handle position 3. Test 3511. Brakes must apply. Move the reducing valve handle to the low pressure position. Move the rotary valve handle position to 1. Brake pipe pressure must be at or above 80 psi. Test 3512. Brake cylinder pressure must be at 17 psi. Ensure the CM retainer test fixture ball is closed. Move the reducing valve handle to the high pressure position. Test 3513. Soap retainer test fixture associated retainer piping. No leakage is allowed. Wait 1 minute. Note the brake pedal and cylinder pressure. Wait 1 minute. Note the brake cylinder pressure. 3514. No more than 1 psi increase degree from the brake cylinder pressure is allowed. Open the test fixture ball valve. Vent the brake cylinder to 0 psi. Confirm the brake cylinder with 0 psi. Brake cylinder piston is retracted. Move the test fixture. Reapply the retaining valve. Alright. Figure 3.1 says the cylinder maintaining retainer test fixture. Okay. Alright, handbrake inspection. Lubricate the handbrake of the field AR interchange rules. Rule 13.361. When the handbrake release position over the brake cylinder position push rod has returned into the brake, return into the cylinder. Apply with a handbrake. Observe the bell crank at the normal working range. 363. For the bar, determine that all the brake shoes are applied with a handbrake are firmly set against the wheel. Verify that the associated linkage does not bind or foul. On cars with a Westinghouse Air Brake Company PAC and the NYCO PAC. Type truck, mounted brakes, handbrakes, operators, brake beams, both trucks. Minimum 1 shoe. Each of the beam must be firmly set against the wheel to verify that the associated linkage does not bind or foul. Release the handbrake. Figure test 364. Verify the drum chain is fully unwound with a bell crank. If equipped, drop the lower limit of the minimum slack horizontal chain. Ensure minimum chain slack. Body mounted brake cylinder must push rod need not manually push to the full release position. Note once the handbrake has passed requirements paragraph 3.6, there is no need to repeat the handbrake inspection unless otherwise specified. Alright, 3.7. Slack adjuster condition with blocks. Note the brake application made condition the slack adjuster must generate an emergency vent of the brake pipe pressure. If the car is equipped with the automatic slack adjuster, install blocks between the brake shoe of the wheel at the end of the car. The cars with the truck mounted with the brakes must have blocks installed at each of the slack adjuster actual location. Caution, do not put your hand between the brake head and the wheel because the loss of supply of the air pressure will cause the brakes to apply. Charge 90 psi of the bank, a 15 psi reduction position 4, immediately return to position 1, wait for the cylinder release, make a 30 psi reduction in position 4, immediately return to PSI position 1, wait for the cylinder release, charge to the 90 psi, close the flow rate or bypass cock, verify the flow rate ball is below the top of the tube, open the flow rate or bypass cock. 3-8 service stability test. 1 note on cars equipped with a separate emergency vent valve. The valve must be plugged cut out before proceeding with the test. Install the plug body on the vent valve if not in the street L if equipped. On cars equipped with a bleed stabilizing type vent valve, plug the valve and the bleed out with the bleed system, noting a continuous flow of air. Note if the brake pipe length is unknown, add 8 feet actual car length if the cars have the conventional end hose arrangement. Add 20 feet actual car length for the cars having end hose arrangement similar depicted in the manual. Standard recommended in practice stands for 4003. 381 cars up to 75 feet of the brake pipe. Move the rotary valve handle position 5. Make 40 psi reduction. When the brake pipe reaches 55 psi, slowly return the rotary valve back to position 4 up to position 3 until brake pipe reads 50 psi. Cars with over 75 feet brake pipe, move the rotary valve handle position 6, make a 40 psi reduction. Brake pipe reaches 55 psi, slowly return the rotary valve handle position 5, position 4 to position 3 until the brake pipe reads 50 psi. Test 3821, the test must not produce emergency application. If the brake pipe reduction continues after the rotary valve handle is placed in position 3, do not follow. Do the following. Move the handle position 2 until the brake pipe stops producing 2, then move it back to position 3. 3. On cars equipped with the blade, stabilizing type vent and valve, the trip of the bleed valve is reset, stem in, no air exhausting. Test 3822, brake pipe reduction must stop. The continuous exhaust of the emergency portion must not continue after the brake pipe reduction is stopped. After the position 2 of the top, decrease the pressure. Note, for cars with open EHMS, LORF, NCF alert, do the following. Remove the handle position 1, wait for the car to release, close the flow rate, bypass cock, verify the flow rate ball is below the top of the tube, open the flow rate, bypass cock, repeat the chapter 3 per paragraph 3.8 of field manual air and change rules 3. Alright, 3.9, position, piston travel with blocks and raking brake cylinder pressure. Test 391, pressure, measure the node of the brake cylinder, piston travel. The piston travel must be the nominal range shown with the field manual AR interchange rule 3. 392, check all brake levelers angularity. 393, determine all the shoes that are applied and all are firmly set against the wheel. Verify associated linkage does not bind or follow. Note, any repair or replacement brake rigging components leaving leverage brake beams requires a restart or a paragraph 3.5 system leakage test performance paragraph 3.6 handbrake inspection. Test 394 brake cylinder pressure must be greater than 50 psi. Cars have been modified application high friction brake shoes or equipped with modulating valve. The cars equipped with the empty load valve that can be set with the load conditions are not required to meet 50 psi minimum pressure. Modulating valves, empty load valves that cannot be set with the load condition must be developed at a minimum of 25 psi. Test 395, take note of the brake cylinder pressure of the brake pipe pressure. Has been stabilized for later comparison of 310 emergency test and paragraph 320 empty load test. Alright, 310, your emergency test. If the brake pipe length is unknown, add 8 foot of the actual length of the car on the conventional end arrangements. At 20 feet with the actual car length with having the end hose arrangement similar to depicted with the manual standard recommended practices of the S4003. 310 car length then 100 foot brake pipe with the brake pipe pressure no larger than 40 psi. Quickly open the test valve 3/8 inch cock. 310 cars with a brake pipe length over the 100 feet, move the rotary valve handle position 4. With the brake pipe pressure no later than 40 psi, quickly open the test valve device 38th inch cock. Our test 310.2.1, the test must produce the control valve of the emergency application indicated the rapid venting of the brake pipe pressure to 0 psi. Test 322, the brake cylinder pressure must be at least 5 psi higher than the final full surface pressure noted in test 395. 311, the release test after the emergency test, turn the handle of the retaining valve at a high pressure retaining position. Cover the test device in 3/8 inch clock. 3, place the device handle in position 3. 4, wait for 2 minutes to test 311.1. Open the 3/8 inch cock. Verify no pressure of the air exhausting. Close the 3/8 inch cock. 5, 6, move the device to position 1. Device handle position 1, 7, turn over the brake pipe to 28 psi. 8, immediately return the device to handle position 3. Test 311.2, the brake pipe pressure must continue to rise, indicating the emergency accelerated release feature is operating correctly. 312, retaining valve test, move the rotary valve handle position 1, wait 4 minutes. Test 312.1, the brakes must remain applied with the brake cylinder pressure must be equal or greater than 12 psi. 3, return the retaining valve handle to the direct exhaust position. The blow air must be noted and retaining valve exhaust. Minimum application quick surface limiting valve test. 1. Charge the 90 psi so the flow rate or ball floats below the tube of the top of the tube. Ensure the piston is fully released. Move the rotary valve handle position 4. Reduce the brake pipe pressure to 87 psi. Promptly return the check rotary valve handle position 3. Test 313.1 brake must apply. If the brake pipe reduction continues below 86 psi after the rotary valve handle is placed in position 3, do the following. Move the rotary valve handle in position 2 until the brake pipe stops reducing, then move the back position 3. Test 13.3.2. The brake pipe reduction must stop. Continuous exhaust from emergency portion must continue after the brake pipe reduction stop. After use the position 2 stop to decrease the pressure. Test 3.13.3. Brake pipe pressure must be at or above 80 psi. Move the reducing valve handle low pressure position. 6. Move the rotary valve handle position 1. 3.14. Brake cylinder leak test. After the brake pipe pressure has been stabilized 80 psi, wait 30 minutes. Test 13.14.1. Note that the pressure of the brake cylinder gauge. Brake cylinder pressure must be between 12 and 30 psi. Wait an additional 1 minute with the recheck of the brake cylinder gauge. Test 13.14.2. No more than 1 psi increase the degree of the brake cylinder pressure is allowed. 3. Close the flow rate or bypass cock. Observe the flow rate until the ball stabilizes. Test 3.14.3. Top flow rate or ball may stay below the condemning line. 4. Open flow rate or bypass cock. 3.15. Slow release test device. Slow release test with a variation car length. Verify the brake pipe pressure. Start less than test. Brake pipe pressure. Start with the test. 80 psi of the brakes are applied. Move the rotary valve handle position 3. Move the reducing handle to the high pressure position. Determine the release testing limited according to the brake pipe length. In your brake pipe length, minimum maximum release time less than 75 feet, 45 seconds, 75 feet to 155 seconds, 100 foot to 125 feet, 75 seconds over 125 feet, 100 seconds. If the brake pipe segment is unknown, the 8-foot actual car length having a conventional end hose arrangement, add 20 feet actual car length having an end hose arrangement similar to that depicted in the manual standard recommendation, standard practice 4003. Move the rotary valve handle to position 2 starting time. Testing 3.15.1. Brake the must release the time specified on table 3.1. Note of the exhaust air of the retaining valve. 5. Place the rotary valve handle in position 1. Charge the car with a 90 psi with a single car test device gauge. 6. Remove the block between the brake shoe and the wheels. Caution: do not brake hand with the brake head with the wheel becomes the loss. Supply air pressure with the cause of the air brake to apply. 3.16. Slack adjuster conditioning without blocks. Make 15 psi reduction position 4. Immediately return to position 1. Wait for the cylinder release. Make a 30 psi reduction to position 4. Immediately return to position 1. Wait for the cylinder release. Charge with the 90 psi. Close the flow rate bypass valve. Verify the flow rate ball is below the top of the tube. Open the flow rate or bypass cock. 3.17. Accelerated application valve test. The test checks the accelerated application feature of the accelerated application valve. Equipment and emergency portions. All emergency portion other than the AB, ABD, ABDS, and have an accelerated application valve test feature. 1. Move the rotary valve handle position 4. 3.17.1 with the brake pipe testing, reducing exhaust of the emergency portion. To 3.17.2, the test must not produce the emergency application. 2. Continue with the reduction pressure 60 psi brake pipe gauge. Place rotary valve handle in position 3 of the brake pipe reduction. Continues to drop 60 psi. Rotary valve handle is placed in position 3. Do the following: move the handle position 2 until the brake pipe stops reducing. Then move the back to position 3. Test 3.17.3 of the brake pipe reduction must stop. The continuous exhaust of the emergency position must not continue after the brake pipe reduction. Stop after you have the position 2. Stop the degree of the pressure. 3.18. Recheck the piston travel without blocks if the car is equipped with the automatic slack adjuster. Unless the brake pipe pressure has been reduced to 60 psi. Accelerated application valve test to do the following: 1. Make a PSI reduction, 30 PSI reduction, rotary valve handle being in position 5. Pressure reaches 65 PSI, slowly return the rotary valve handle position 4 to position 3 until brake pipe pressure is 60 PSI. Recheck the piston travel to determine the slack adjuster is working properly. Test 13.18.1. Piston travel must be within 1 plus or minus half-inch measure of the motor previously with 391. Piston travel must be within the nominal range of field manual AR change rule 3. Slack adjuster may be needed to be cycled with 2 or more air brake applications. The final application must be full serve. The application may be the equipment charge to 90 psi so the flow aid or ball flows over the top of the floats below the top of the tube. If the slack adjuster is found with a defect with a continuous single car test device completed with the necessary with the repairs, place slack adjuster test slack adjuster according to the paragraph 4.1. Alright, manual release valve test. Motor, move the rotary valve handle position 5, allow the brake pipe pressure to decrease to 0, push the handle, brake cylinder release valve, the common release valve with a full travel, hold it for 3 seconds, then release it. 4, verify the release valve does not bind foul with the range of the travel. It says 3.19.1, brake cylinder piston must return to release position, remain there, post. Place rotary valve handle in position 1, verify the regulator valve with a high pressure position. Test 3.19.2. The brake cylinder position must remain in the release position during charging. If the car is equipped with an empty load device, see paragraph 320. If the car is loaded with non-equipped with an empty load. 8. Move the rotary valve handle position 1 until the pressure is 80 psi. Place with the rotary valve handle position 5. Allow the brake pipe pressure to decrease 0 psi. Test 3.19.3. Brake must apply. 10. Go to paragraph 321, step 1. 320. Empty load test. Following steps are if the car is equipped with the empty load device. If the car is empty, move the rotary valve handle in position 1. Verify the regulatory valve with a high pressure position. The empty load valve to empty position. For side frame sensing device, remove the block with the previously placed under the sensing arm. Remove the slope sheet sensing device. Do the following. Remove the pin with the Elcon National device. May reset. Ensure the lock button is extended with the Wabtec, and then pull out the key chain ring. New York air brakes. Wait until flow rate balls below the top of the tube. Play for the rotary valve handle position 5. Allow the brake pipe pressure to decrease to 0. 321. The brakes must apply. 322. The brake cylinder pressure must be at least 17 psi lower than the final full service pressure noted in test 395. 9. So open the empty load device equalizing reservoir associated piping. 323. No leakage is allowed. Alright, disconnecting the single car testing device. Remove the brake cylinder gauge. Soap with a single male brake cylinder pressure tap. Figure 321. No leakage is allowed. A separate emergency vent valve was previously plugged in. Remove the plug and replace with the vent protector. 4. If the B1 quick service valve is previously plugged, remove the plug. Replace with the wasp excluder vent protector. 5. Separate emergency portion was cut out. Open the cutout cock. Secure the car to prevent movement of the shell for the air supply test device. Place with the rotary valve in the handle position 3. Open 3/8" cock of the disconnect with the test device. Drain when the car reservoir is 10. If the car is empty and equipped with the empty load device, return the empty load valve to the empty position. 4. Slide frame sensing device. Remove the block with the previously placed under the sensing arm. For slope sheet sensing device, do the following. Remove the pin and the Elcon National device. Remove the release set and automatically ensure lock button in the Wabtec. Put out the keychain ring in the New York brake exchange. Remove the dummy coupling. Alright, Association of American Manual Standards, brake recommended practice, brakes and brake equipment. 4 special tests. We'll cut the tape there.